Do you know how many listeners enjoy listening to you try to connect to Zoom? I mean,
and I'll never get better at it because I don't apply myself because
right.
Mikey A will help me, or my son Mike will help me when it's FanDuel, or Chris will help me, or Sydney or Jake. So I don't try and learn, which is my own fault, but I don't apologize for it.
Nor should you. I'm proud of you, actually. Yes.
Yep.
I asked Taylor and Mikey A question. God bless football, Mike Golic.
God bless football, Mikey A.
God bless football, Taylor.
God bless football, Stu.
Mikey A, what are you laughing at? Just me in general?
Yes.
I just did the Button podcast. I did 2 hours with you earlier. But I did ask the guys, does college football for you, Mike Golic, start this week?
There's a game that counts, so yes, it does.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Yes.
They all count. They all count, Mike.
That's the thing. There's no preseason in college. There's no fake games. There's no, well, he played good, but he was playing against the 2s and the 3s. You know, you go that discussion. This is all everything is on the table right out of the gate in week 0 of college football.
Do you consume preseason football, Mike?
I do. Yes.
Really?
I do. You know, and I keep it in perspective. You know, like Caleb Williams played extremely well, and that Bears offense looked extremely good. But some people will say, well, it was against second-team Buffalo defense. My point is, you can only play against who you line up against, right? And did you effectively maneuver your offense in this case with Caleb Williams? How effectively did you play? Remember, the preseason, while fans and coaches understand that it's kind of getting the team ready, individual players, for the most part, are fighting for the last, it depends on the team, 20 spots on the team. Something fans will never really care about, but that's the battles that are going on. You basically have your starters set. If you have new coaches, you're implementing a new system. If you have a new quarterback, you're trying to get his feet wet. But for the most part, you know, like real quickly, Dillion Gabriel made the comments that got taken out of context, blah, blah, blah. And I heard some talking heads say, well, that could divide the locker room. Nobody cares in the locker room. The guys are fighting for jobs in the locker room, okay? Right. The last 20 spots, guys are tired from camp. Guys are worried about themselves and not worried about some comments, all right? This is training camp. This is the back 20 of a roster that's trying to get made, which again doesn't mean a whole lot to the fans.
Mike, our old buddy Stink used to say, preseason doesn't count, but it does matter.
Yes.
That's how we always put it. But how much coaching is done in preseason in terms of game plan specific? Because I think that goes into a lot of, well, he looked good. Well, he's playing base defenses.
Yeah. Listen, there's no doubt. Now, there's some blitzing. Certainly, there's some blitzing, some disguising, because you just get in the heat of competition and you do things that you put in. But for the most part, it is all pretty basic, right? I mean, you're seeing quarterbacks get rid of the ball pretty quickly, but we've seen that in the league for a while now, because leagues are playing. You know, they're starting to put a safety up because the running game was going pretty well last year. So you got to kind of take what the defense gives you and all that deal, but. It certainly isn't the full gamut of game plan. That's for sure, because you're playing too many players. You're not trying to fill their heads with an incredible amount of X's and O's. You just want them to go out there and perform. If you're a corner, you play an outside technique, you play an inside technique. You're bailing, you're jamming. What are you doing? You're playing linebacker? Are you filling? Are you going downhill when you need to meet the guard? Are you backing up? Are you getting driven off the ball? As a D lineman, if you have the 3 gap, are you taking or your 3 technique? Are you taking the B gap and not peeking into the A gap? Those are the things that you're looking for. You're looking for teams to execute fundamentally, be fundamentally sound, and not make the big mistake. And if you make a mistake because you know you're going to make one, you don't make it over and over again.
Mike, if we were redrafting the 2025 NFL draft, would the Browns stay at 2 and pick Jaxson Dart?
Yes, they would. Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, Jaxson Dart has looked the best of all the rookie quarterbacks.
Agreed.
He looks the most and Lane Kiffin told us, but again, a college coach is always going to talk up his student. So you kind of take it with a grain of salt. But boy, oh boy, he looks settled in. And it's an interesting scenario that you have because you look at the Saints. You have a new coach in Kellen Moore. Spencer Rattler wasn't your guy. Tyler Shough was your guy. So if it's close to you, start Tyler Shough if you think he's ready to go because he's your guy. Brian Daboll, listen, there's self-preservation involved here. He's on the hot seat. So do you go with the veteran and Russell Wilson as long as you can, if he's winning? And then if you have to go to the rookie, you go to the rookie. Because that's what's going to happen. I doubt you're going to start the rookie. Though, if you remember correctly, Russell Wilson, when he came into the league, I think is a third or fourth rounder. He was. Matt Flynn was signed from Green Bay, given big money to be the starting quarterback, and Russell Wilson beat him out as a rookie. So you can make that comparison as Jaxson Dart actually playing better than Russell Wilson. But the position Brian Daboll is in, do you want to start a rookie or do you want to start a veteran and try and get some wins under your belt?
But Mike, isn't the one thing, if they don't have a good season, the one thing that might save Daboll's job is Jaxson Dart showing some sort of potential, right?
Well, the thing they'll do is they'll say, yeah, Jaxson Dart showing some sort of potential, and we're going to get another quarterback. We're going to get another coach in here to build on that. He's in a tough spot. He is in a very, very tough spot.
Yeah, but this is the guy that built Josh Allen. I mean,
yeah. I mean, and listen, they have a heck of a defense right now. Especially a defensive front. Malik Neighbors isn't even playing yet. He's got the back issue. So, I mean, I guess I'd put it this way: if they start out slow, you could see Jaxson Dart in there pretty quickly.
Yes.
I would definitely see that.
Right. Mikey, you had the schedule before for the Giants, right? Like it's
I did, yeah. It's
pretty daunting. Hold on, I want Mike to hear this and try to identify the point in which Jaxson Dart might become the Giants starting quarterback. I'll have it here in a second, Mikey. Hold on.
I have.
I got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so they open up on the road.
Well, let's just assume Russell Wilson is the quarterback here, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, and their first game is at Washington against the Commanders.
Right.
At Commanders, at the Cowboys, home against the Chiefs,
right,
home against the Chargers,
right,
at the Saints,
right there,
home against the Eagles.
Yeah.
I have them at Saints, Jaxson Dart.
So you're talking 4 games. What are they after 4 games, right?
1-3.
If they're 1-3, I'm sure you would think about it. Because I mean, boy, he looks ready to go. But I get
would just
starting
start
Russell
him right
Wilson.
now. What are we doing?
I mean, I get starting because I guess unless you feel Jaxson Dart is completely outplaying Russell Wilson,
right.
The thought is everybody else in the locker room as well. Now, Jaden Daniels and CJ Stroud, his rookie year, those are exceptions, not the rule. Normally, a rookie quarterback is going to struggle. You saw Caleb Williams struggle early, play well late. You saw Bo Nix struggle early and play and progress through the season.
Right.
So you're going to have growing pains with a rookie quarterback. And the other 52 guys in the locker room, if you start a rookie, are like, well, okay, we're not really tossing the season in, but are we giving ourselves the best chance to win without a veteran? We have a veteran quarterback on the roster here. Why not see what we can do with him?
Right. Makes sense. Mike, Caleb Williams, you brought him up. Man, did he look good. Like in Ben Johnson's offense, that offense looked good, and Caleb looked like a good quarterback.
Well, I'll tell you what we may be seeing the resurgence of is 2 tight end offenses. Right, because they have Cole Kmet, they pick up Colston Loveland before Tyler Warren. They thought Colston Loveland would fit the offense better than Tyler Warren in early returns. 3 of the first 4 completions were to the tight ends, were to Loveland twice and Cole Kmet once, and they had some distance to them. They weren't just little drop off passes. They had some yardage to them. So this offense now again, it was against backups, but what I'll say to that is you can only play against who's on the field. So they looked very efficient. Caleb Williams and that offense looked very, very efficient. I think only one, I think Tooney was the only O-lineman, maybe 1 or 2 starting O-lineman that didn't play. And so he had time, especially in the middle, because that was an issue with Caleb last year. When he bailed backwards and ran backwards, which he's got to stop. He did that one time in the first game, I think, as well. I don't think he played the first game. I don't remember.
No, I don't think he played the first game.
Yeah, I don't think he did. But last year, that was an issue for him when he bailed. He bailed backwards. But they should be more stout in between the guards and the center play. So yeah, it checked all the boxes, right? I mean, Bear fans are going to be very, very excited for real, not like Jet fans who have faint hope, which Justin Fields kind of struggles. So I don't know how you feel about that.
Kind of.
But Bear fans are going to be very optimistic.
I was looking up dual tight ends from back in the day. I was trying to find the team who had the best.
It's Hernandez and Gronk.
Well, Hernandez and
Gronk all time,
Yep.
no question about it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That is ridiculous. Mike, you're Shane Steichen. Who do you start at quarterback, Richardson or Daniel Jones?
So I think right now they've both been mediocre at best. So I go with Anthony Richardson. I go with the guy who's younger, the guy who's been there. Let him try and take control of the reins. You have Daniel Jones waiting there in the wings. So I say you're the ones that brought in Anthony Richardson. It's been tough play. It's been injury. But if Daniel Jones needed to win the job, and I don't think at this point he's won the job. I think they've both played So given that fact, I would start Anthony Richardson.
Mikey A., there's no doubt you and I are accustomed to our quarterbacks flourishing and really reaching their potential in other organizations. There is no way on God's green earth that Giant fans are rooting for Daniel Jones to succeed, right? There's no way.
No, they ran him out of town. They hated him. They ran him out of town. They blamed him for all the things that was wrong with that organization.
Right.
When
Plus,
he
they
was
just watched Saquon Barkley last year. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
they blamed Daniel Jones for that.
If he flourished somewhere else, they would also blame the coaching staff to say, look, this staff got him to play and you guys couldn't. But again, he struggled. Anthony Richardson has struggled. They're both a little over 50% in the two games. Daniel Jones is 17 at 32, no interceptions, no touchdowns. Anthony Richardson is 8 of 14. No interceptions, no touchdowns. Remember, he got hurt, dislocated his pinky when he started the first game. So neither one has really done anything to win the job. So I think by default, Anthony Richardson will be the starter.
Mike, is Cam Ward good?
Let me tell you what. I tell you what I love about Cam Ward. He is not afraid to drill it. Yeah. And now, again, his stats didn't look great, but he had a couple of drops. He put the ball on the money, there were some drops. Yeah. So and their starting wide receivers aren't playing either. So that's going. So again, don't always look at stats, even though I just named stats. Right. Don't always look at stats.
Naming them and looking at them are two different things.
Look at how he played. He put the ball on the money, and he is not afraid to drill it in there, which will mean some interceptions, but will also mean some big plays. He is not a hesitating quarterback. He is a guy that will fire the ball in there. So I'm kind of excited to see what he does, but he's just on a bad team. I mean, this is how it works, right? Mm-hmm. First pick of the draft goes on a bad team. Tennessee's a bad team. So
if you give Zach Wilson, Mikey, it's going to happen again. I was just talking to Chris Sims, and he said he would love to see Zach Wilson because Sims is still holding out hope that he's going to be right in the Zach Wilson prediction. Mike, if you gave Zach Wilson 10 games, he looked very good over the weekend. If you gave him 10 games in Mike McDaniel's offense with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, do you think we'd see a different Zach Wilson?
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
I do.
I can sleep tonight.
Yes.
I do not. This offense in Miami runs under Tua. And if Tua's not in there, they absolutely struggle. So no, I think Zach Wilson will always get a chance because he was a first rounder. But he'll be a backup at best.
Right. But if he's forced into action because, Tua has concussion issues and
that's what you want out of your backup. Your backup's job is to keep your team's head above water while your starter is out. Like Cooper Rush did. When Dak hurt his thumb a couple of years ago, Cooper Rush went 4-1 as a starting quarterback. That's the job of the backup quarterback. Yeah, obviously, if you rely on him for the whole season, it's a backup for a reason. Things may not work out well. You may catch lightning in a bottle every now and then. But for the most part, they play a couple of games. You want them to keep your team's head above water.
Wow. Oh, man. Mikey, I thought it was going to happen again.
No, not that.
Listen,
one.
being a competent backup, I mean, I'm still going to be pissed off if he becomes a competent backup quarterback.
Play forever.
What'd you think of Dillion Gabriel over the weekend, Mike?
I thought Dillion threw the ball well. I mean, listen.
I thought he looked great.
He held on to the ball a little long a couple of times, but his accuracy is really, really good. That one out route, I forgot who it was too, right over and the defense had really good coverage. It was for a first down. I think he did very well on third downs. The interception, now that was wrong routes by the wide receivers. You don't have two wide receivers basically in the same spot, but Dillion shouldn't have thrown the ball. He should have seen two wide receivers in the same spot, which means there's at least two defenders in the same spot. Don't throw the ball. So it was a route mistake by the receivers, but also Dillion should not have tried to jam that ball in there. But I thought he looked really good. I thought his accuracy was fantastic.
Yeah.
Mike, Cam Ward is going to start. They kind of don't have a choice there.
Right.
The other rookie quarterbacks, they might be able to sit. They might not, whether it be Shough or Dillion Gabriel or even Jaxson Dart. But what about Tyler Shough? He has not looked great, but is he going to start for them?
Tyler sucks.
So Tyler, again, that's another battle that Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough, nobody has really separated themselves, I don't think. So Kellen Moore again comes in. He didn't pick Spencer Rattler. They picked Tyler Shough. So as long as Tyler the moment isn't too big for him, do you start the guy that you brought in? Spencer was a guy that they just had when Kellen Moore became part of the program. So if that one's close, they're a bad team. Again, as long as you don't think Tyler Shough, the moment is too big for him. I know he's been average at best, but again, kind of like Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, nobody has separated. So you kind of go with the guy who had been there under that coaching staff. Tyler Shough is a Kellen Moore guy. And if nobody really separated themselves, do you go with the guy that you brought in?
Mike, on the topic of rookies, Abdul Carter kind of had a welcome to the NFL moment this past week when he got knocked on his rear end on a chip block. I'm curious, when you were playing, what was your welcome to the NFL moment?
God. Listen, I know I played 9 years.
Pads.
I know I played 9 years, but and 9 years is a long time. But I was an average player. I mean, lining up. I started out with the Houston Oilers. Lining up in practice, I would do one-on-ones with future Hall of Famers Mike Munchak and Bruce Matthews.
Oh, my God.
So,
that is
let me tell
frightening. Yes.
Right out of the gate.
Yes.
Right out of the gate, I was getting welcomed to the NFL. Right? I mean, there's one thing when they're just the rookies in there going against one another, and then the big boys come in. And I had just gone against Munchak when he was when I was a freshman at Notre Dame. He was a senior at Penn State, and we played in the snow, and I played in that game, and I was over him. So, I mean, he basically welcomed me to college, then welcomed me to the NFL.
But he's always there for you, Munchak.
Yeah, exactly.
Get him on the pod, Taylor.
I remember.
Did he do any broadcasting?
I remember I remember lining up over him for one of the first practices with the Oilers in a one-on-one. And I did. I had deja vu. I'm like, my God, 4 years ago, I was a freshman lining up against this beast, you know? So, yeah, I had my moments in practice, let alone the game, yeah. But those are two guys that I had to battle almost because Bruce Matthews played along the whole line, center, guard, tackle, everything. So, yeah, those are a couple of guys I had to practice with every day.
I think Mikey was going towards a place, and I love it, where he was the guy who introduced you to college, he introduced you to the NFL, and then he introduced you to broadcasting. It still would have been Mike and Mike. I mean,
yeah, there you go. How about it? God, he was. By the way, Mike Munchak, not to get off on a side, was for a guy in myself that didn't have a ton of talent like other guys in the league and had to really know my game plan and study stances and everything to try and get reads. He had the best stance of any old lineman I ever played against because it was exactly the same. Exactly the same stance. Every single play, run or pass. You could not pick up any tells on Mike Munchak. He was incredible.
Really? How many people are doing that, Mike? Like, that's not common, right? Where the stance is the same, whether you're running or passing? Right.
Normally, you give it away a little bit with your eyes, right? With digging. I would go so far as to right before the play, an old lineman would kind of dig in with the foot they were pushing off with, right? Sure. So if he dug in with his right foot, I knew he was pushing off it and going left. So those were kind of the tips that I would look at. And Mike Munchak wouldn't give up anything. Nothing.
Right.
I wouldn't even try.
Care. Like Reggie White wasn't looking for tells, right? He was just running you right the fuck over.
Reggie's a different ball game. Reggie, Jerome, Clyde, they didn't care what the tell was. They were pretty much beating their guy anyway.
What do you make? Speaking of, go ahead, Mikey. Sorry.
I can see Golic lining up next to Reggie White and going, "Hey, Reggie." He's going left, and Reggie going, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm going through him.
I'm going to beat him anyway. It doesn't matter.
Mike, listen, I don't care which way he's going. The rules still apply. Don't move.
Just stay out of my way.
The greatest story ever. Reggie telling Golic to stay out of his way.
God.
I don't know why it makes me so happy. Speaking of defensive ends, defensive linemen, Adam Schefter reported that the Bengals are open to listening to offers for Trey Hendrickson, who is 31 years old. What are the Bengals doing? Might be in the Bengals?
I don't know. I mean, listen, you took care of the offense. You have a great offense. Their whole thing is guaranteed money, plus age with Trey, who had at least 17 sacks the last 2 years. I mean, just pay him what the going rate is. I mean, you have a Super Bowl caliber offense. You have a non-playoff caliber defense. Why wouldn't you help your defense? Why wouldn't you? This guy had over 17 sacks, 17 and a half, I think, for 2 years. Yep. And every offense knew he was their only pass rusher. And he still had 17 sacks over 2 seasons. I have no idea what they're doing. When you have the ability to win now with this offense, Al Golden, it just has to be so frustrated. The new defensive coordinator is like, my God, give me some bullets for the chamber here, okay? Right now I have a knife going into a gunfight.
Yeah. Mike, have you seen Eagle safety Andrew Makuba?
I saw he had the pick 6, right?
Yeah, he had the pick 6. I'm just like, Howie Roseman is so good at this. It's annoying is what I'm leading to.
what 4 starters off the defense that left and they just fill the spots. It's really amazing. Howie Roseman, the award, the executive of the year almost should be named after him for what he's doing. I mean, and right in the division, you see the difference of what they're doing and what the Cowboys are doing. You just kind of throw your hands up if you're a Cowboy fan.
Taylor, put it on the poll. Should the Executive of the Year award be called the Howie Roseman Award? Go ahead, Mikey. Hey.
At this point, is there any question if John Mechie is now going to live up to all of the praise we thought he was before because now he's on the Eagles?
Look what he's again, there's individual talent, and then you put individual talent on a team that has a lot of talent, a team that can run the ball and throw it when necessary. And he's not going to be a 1,000-yard receiver, but he's going to be a big piece of that offense, especially it's a long season. Players get nicked up. It's about wide receivers get nicked up, miss a few games. So, yeah, he is going to be a big piece of an offense that's already one of the top offenses in the league. I mean, now he was on it came from the Texans, right? He was on a division winning team there, but that division is not really good. But yeah, he'll be a nice piece of the puzzle.
Stu, I almost assume this is a take that I want to give to you.
All right.
If a team trades with Philadelphia, I just assume Philadelphia won the trade.
Yeah, if Howie Roseman calls, don't answer.
You assume that Philadelphia is the car dealership, and no matter what deal you make for a car, when you walk out, you're like, I just got screwed. So the Eagles are the car dealership. Yeah, exactly.
All of a sudden, you're stuck with a timeshare.
Yeah. Like, how did this happen?
Taylor, put it on the poll. If Howie Roseman calls, do you answer? I wouldn't. Even if I wasn't in the NFL, I wouldn't.
No.
Would be a strange phone call then if you didn't work in the NFL.
Oh, my God. He's going to fleece something from me. Mike, anything else over the weekend here that we're getting close, Mike? Like, we are killing time right now, but anything else that kind of grabbed your attention from the NFL weekend?
No, I'm still surprised at McLaurin, Trey Hendrickson, Micah Parsons.
Yes.
Cam Hayward is still, I mean, if the only guy, you still have a couple of weeks, I get it. But you're talking about teams. There's a lot expected of Pittsburgh this year. It's why they got Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. They always have a strong defense. I don't think they'll compete for the division title, but who knows? But certainly for the playoffs. Washington made multiple steps with Jaden Daniels. Why? I mean, how do you not? Terry McLaurin's argument is pay me like DK Metcalf. And he's older than DK by a couple of years, but they're the same draft class. And the stats are basically comparable, and DK is making $33 million a year. So I get McLaurin's comparison. Say, compare me to that. So, but Washington is ready to make a move. Cincinnati is certainly, again, Super Bowl caliber offense, non-playoff caliber defense. Why wouldn't you give your team the best chance? It's one thing if these were bad teams and players wanted a lot of money and the bad team was like, you know, what are we doing here? These are all teams that are going to compete or looking to compete. And not saying you have to completely give in to the player, but to be to the point where there's been no conversations and no movement at all. But again, deadlines spur action. And that first regular season game will. I mean, remember when I think I've said this, when in 92, after Dallas won the title, Emmitt Smith wanted to redo his deal, ended up sitting out the first two games of 93. They lost both games. Players were furious at Jerry, like, pay Emmitt. Jerry paid Emmitt. They went on to win back-to-back Super Bowls. So
right.
You start to take a chance when you start to get into the season a little bit.
Golic and Golic, FanDuel Sports Network every afternoon. We'll get you out of here in just a second. I know the Rams are trying to calm down their fan base as it relates to Matthew Stafford. They're trying. It seems like Sean McVay has not only fallen in love with Stetson Bennett, but he's getting Stetson Bennett ready to be a starting quarterback. Do you agree?
Well, I mean, I think the season would start with Jimmy Garoppolo. I do.
Stetson's been good, Mike.
He has been good, but I'm sorry. This team has a chance to come out of the NFC with Matthew Stafford at the quarterback, not Stetson Bennett and not Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay. They're that talented, right? Yeah.
This has quietly been the most serious story of training camp. Now, because McVay doesn't really play his starters in preseason anyway, so Stafford not being out in the field for preseason is one thing, but he ain't practicing. He was supposed to start practicing 2 Saturdays ago, and he didn't. I know he's supposed to come out, I think, today and talk about what's gonna go on. But this is the most serious question mark for a team that's looking to be extremely competitive this year. A disc, epidural shots for your quarterback. That is a bad combination.
Mike, there was a report out of ESPN this week, switching to college football. The Big Ten has considered an idea of a massive expansion of the college football playoff that would grow the postseason to 24 or 28 teams.
Here we go.
What are we doing here?
Never happen.
Everyone in. Right.
It'll never happen. So 28 team would have 7 automatics for the Big Ten, 7 automatics for the SEC, 5 automatics for the ACC, 5 automatics for the Big 12. That's 24 teams. That's 24. 2 in the group of 6. That's 26, and then 2 at large, which would be Notre Dame and somebody else. So there is it's ridiculous. There would be no conference title games. And basically you're going 7 deep in 2 conferences where I guarantee you some of those teams are going to be bad teams and you're just putting them in the playoffs. This will never, ever happen.
I mean, you guarantee Minnesota a spot.
I mean, it's crazy dumb thought.
Coaches would never get fired. They're all guaranteed playoff spots.
Oh yeah, we're in the playoffs. We made the playoffs. Hey, we're 7 and it's like you're barely bowl eligible, but you got a bowl. All of a sudden you're 7-5 and you're in the playoffs. I mean, come on.
No, 7-5. I'm good with you getting a bowl. 7-5, having a chance to win the national championship. Get the hell out of here.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy talk.
All right, Mike, we appreciate it as always. Golic and Golic FanDuel Sports Network. So proud of you. You got connected. It only took you 1 or 2 tries. I mean, you're coming along here, Mike.
Listen, you're never too late to learn, except I'm not learning. I'm just getting very, very, very lucky. I could have easily not been on this podcast.
Better to be lucky than good.
That's exactly right. Especially
that's our motto.
Yep.
All right, Mike. We'll talk to you soon. God bless football.
God bless football.
Yes.